Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Z. I'm a clinical psychologist specializing in transgender care. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about how you can get people around you to use your proper pronouns, to use your proper names. A tricky one. So for starters, there's going to be a lot of people that you just can't make them do anything. I mean, in general, we can't really make people do anything, right? People do things out of their will. And unfortunately, a lot of people, when it comes to your name and your pronouns, are not going to be very supportive because they're just, well, whatever else is going on with them. I'm not even going to call them by any names here. People have their own demons. People have their own ignorance. People have their own struggles. People have their own transphobia. People have so many other things going on with them. That's really going to get in the way. And it's not to justify them by any means. So you can't really make anybody do anything. But here's how I want to share with you how some of your, perhaps way you tend to behave may actually indirectly enable their behavior of not using your proper pronouns and not using your proper name to continue. And unfortunately, that just happens quite a bit, and I see that quite a bit. This happens a lot for a lot of you, especially with family members and around people who have known you for the long period of time. So this is usually people who, again, your family or people you've known for a long time, friends, co-workers, so on and so forth. And for a lot of you, it can be very frustrating because you are thinking that this is the exact group of people that actually should be able to use the pronouns properly. They should be able to use your name properly because you're assuming in your head, these are the people that have a relationship with me. These are the people that love me. These are the people that care about me. And you're thinking that, you're thinking from your perspective, if I love and care somebody, I will try to do things they have asked me to do, especially if it's not that difficult. And using a proper name and pronoun is not that difficult. So I know it can be very hard when you're witnessing your loved ones not really following through and you're wondering, what the hell? Is it really that hard for you to try? This really minimizes dysphoria for me. Do you not understand how much I'm hurting? Do you not see how much pain it gives me? And I really, really, truly, truly empathize with that. And you know what? I wish I could make them all get in line to use preferred name and pronouns. But family and people who know you for a long time are not going to be necessarily very quick on it. The reason being is because in their head, they have a track record of knowing you in a particular way. And so they're sticking to the track record. And for some of them to make the leap is difficult. If there's also internal resistances to that, maybe even unconscious resistances or unconscious things they're not aware about, that's also going to sabotage their own even desires to be able to use your proper name and your proper pronouns. But here's where I see your behavior landing into that. And it usually happens like this. You come out to your family and your loved ones and you tell them that your gender identification and you share with them your preferred name and your preferred pronoun. And what happens then is the next time you sit down with your family members, if they misgender you, maybe there were times when you started correcting them, and then you notice that even though you're correcting them, they're still making the mistake. And at some point, a lot of you, I know this for a fact that a lot of you just stopped correcting. You stopped correcting, you stopped asserting yourself, you stopped telling your family members, your friends that, hey, I noticed you used wrong pronoun again. Hey, I noticed you used the wrong name. Hey, this is not the name I go by now. This is not the pronoun I use now. Because I know asserting yourself is difficult, and asserting yourself takes confidence too. And for a lot of you, it's difficult. I also know that at some point, you feel like a broken record, right? Part of you feels like you keep repeating the same thing, like revolving door, right? You keep doing the same thing, and you're not getting the results. So I know all of the things actually cause a lot of you to just give up and say, screw this, I'm not even going to bother, I'm not even going to try. If they're not trying, I'm not going to try either. And while I completely understand where that attitude is coming from, I also, as a psychologist, have a different understanding, a different perspective I want to share with you. when you do that, when you give up on your assertiveness, when you stop being assertive, what happens is that you indirectly and non-verbally communicating to those people around you that, one, you're okay with them messing up and misgendering you. And two, another thing that they're thinking in their head, and I know this because I've worked with family and friends and that this is what they tell me. Another thing that goes through their head is this, oh, I just messed up and I noticed that I haven't been corrected. So maybe they're totally okay with me messing up because they understand how difficult it is for me. They use it as their own self-justification. And because it is self-justification in their head, they continue to perpetuate the same behavior because now their ego knows they have a pass for this behavior. Now their ego knows it is okay to mess up. And as human beings, change is difficult. So we will go against the change and we will revert back to the old behavior. And so that's why they revert back to the old behavior. You, in the meantime, seeing all of this as them not supporting you and them not accepting you, and you get more frustrated. And as you're sitting at a dinner party, right? You're sitting at a family gathering or whatnot, and they misgender you. I know it's also happening to you. You get starting to cultivate resentment. You're starting to cultivate contempt. You're feeling really angry. You may be feeling a lot of other things. And I hate to tell you guys this, but a lot of this is really part of that not asserting yourself, even though it's really, really hard. It's non-verbally communicating to them that it's okay to engage in this behavior. Unfortunately, as human beings, we all make one tremendous mistake. And the mistake is that we make a lot of assumptions in our heads. And our assumptions tend to be oriented from our point of view, from our perspectives of how we see and how we navigate the world. They're making an assumption that you're okay with it because you're not saying anything. That's wrong. You making an assumption that because they're not doing it properly, they don't give a shit. That also could be wrong. What we're missing as human beings, and this is for all of us humans, is communication. Clear verbal communication. And part of that clear verbal communication is assertiveness. Part of it is saying in a calm manner, hey, wrong name. Hey, no longer go by that pronoun. Hey, can you try harder? When you do that, and even though you have to do it again and again, and you sound like a broken record to yourself, you're really not being a broken record. You really, first of all, you're cultivating being assertive. You're cultivating how to stand up for yourself. Second of all, you're asserting to them, and you're clearly communicating to them. Now, of course, I want to be very clear. There are a group of people with whom, no matter how assertive you're going to be, they're not interested in being what's the word I'm looking for? They're not interested in actually referring to you. I was thinking proper, but it's not really the right word. They're not interested in using your proper pronouns or your proper name. With those people, you have to set a different boundary. No amount of assertiveness is going to work with those people because in their mind, they already made up. In their mind, there's no, it's a power over type of mental thinking. It's not a win-win. What I'm trying to teach you here is a win-win with actually people around you who also have win-win mindset, who genuinely messing up, who actually want to support you, but they're genuinely messing up, and you need to also uphold your assertiveness to help them not to revert back to any old behavioral patterns. And then there's people who are not interested, like I said, they don't have win-win. It's all power. It's basically my way is right, and there's no way in hell I'm going to use your proper pronoun, your proper name. With these people, you just set boundary, whatever that boundary is for you. And for some of you, it might be cutting ties with those people or minimizing your interaction with those people or some other form of boundaries. Or maybe your boundary is, it's my mom and dad, and I can't cut them out of my life, but my boundary is going to be, I'm going to minimize how often I see them. Or when I'm around them, I'm going to be mentally priming myself and telling myself that I'm going to a place where people are very rigid, where people have power over thinking, and this is what they're going to do. They're going to call me by my old name and my old pronouns, and I'm going to learn how to self-soothe, I'm going to take a deep breath, because I know that this is the people that, they're never going to understand. And that's okay to do too. What I'm trying to show you is how to assert yourself around people who actually do want to try. Because again, if you don't assert yourself, I know what happens. We're enabling those individuals. You're giving those individuals messages. You're giving those individuals nonverbal ways that basically communicates it's okay to do. That's just what we do as humans. If we don't say anything, people assume it is okay because that's how humans are structured. So comment below, let me know where you at right now with all of this. Are you in a position where you find yourself doing this behavior where you feel like you just gave up and as a result you're seeing some messing up again and again and again? Or are you in a position where you're just starting out and you're planning to be really assertive with yourself? Share with me where is your communication levels are right now with your loved ones, and also share if you have somebody in your life where no amount of win-win communication is going to work, and maybe you're realizing now you have to set boundaries with them. So share below. I'd love to hear what you all think, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.